Hey y'all, welcome back to Handmade by Hat Creek. Today I am going to show you some yarns I've got and some other little doodads, and yeah, you'll just have to ignore my pile back here. It's some decorations and some other things that we store in here. There's just not enough space for everything. And we had a tree go through the roof back here on the last bad storm that we had, and it went all the way through, and when it rained the other day it leaked, so that's kind of gross looking, so sorry. I'll do my best to try to keep that out, but it is what it is. I can't help it, man. There's a glare on those glasses. So I'm just going to show you the projects that I've been working on and some of the things that I've gotten, and some of the things that Big D got me. So some of you may know, some of you may not. I had a surgery about 3 weeks ago. It's been a very, very rough recovery. And my cat's coming in over there. Hi, Spotty. Come here. Come on. She likes to come visit me out here. Come on. You can come up. Come on. Come on. No, she doesn't want up here. She just wants to be around my legs. Let me set you down and see if I can pick her up. She doesn't normally like to be picked up. Come here, Spot Dot. This is Spot Dot. She's our oldest cat that we have. She was free with our last house when we moved into the townhouse. Whoever lived there before left her. And we're not actually sure if she's a she. He may be a male that's been fixed. We know it's been fixed. But I'm not sure if it's a he or a she. Obviously, it's not spotted, but we found a poster board in one of the kids' bedroom that had a drawing. It said, "This was me and this is my cat Spot." So we just started calling her Spot Dot and started calling her a her. So I'm sorry if I'm assuming your gender, Spot, but we've just always called her her. So she's really not that friendly. She's kind of bipolar. One minute she'll be loving on you, the next minute she's trying to swat you with her paws. But she kind of likes love sometimes. But yeah, that's Spot Dot. She does not like the new kittens that we got. She's not a fan of kittens. Not a fan at all. So anyway, before we went off on our tangent, I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I bought and just different things that I've been working on. So first we're going to start with, I made an order on Temu, and I had really high hopes, but I was fairly disappointed in several of the things that I bought. Some people love Temu. I got a few things that were really nice, but the rest of it was mainly just cheap junk. So one of the things that I got was, I've been wanting one of these for a long time, and it's a yarn bowl, and you just put your ball of yarn in there and you loop it through here, and you leave the lid on it, and you can just pull the yarn out. Like, I get the end of this and not in the middle, because I don't want to pull the center out. So you just put your yarn in there and you string it through. You put your lid on like this, and then you can just pull your yarn out as you work. And so it makes it really nice if you have small kids, or if you have cats that like to attack your yarn. It keeps your yarn nice and safe. So this yarn I got, it came in a hank like this one, and I made it into cakes, and it is sheer wool fiber threads. We went to the Ozark Homesteading Expo in Marshfield, Missouri, and this was one of the vendors that was there, and I got 2 skeins of yarn, and I can't find the other one. I don't know where I put it. It probably still is in my travel bag, but I got colorway. I got this green one, and it was color 2304, and then the other color I got is 150C Select, and they're both sock yarn weights. They are both 75% sock weight merino and 25% nylon. They're both a 4-ply. So, so that's what I got at the Ozark Homesteading Expo. And so there's that. And this little yarn bowl is what I got off of Temu. The other thing I got off Temu was this wooden contraption right here. And as you can see, I have a ball of yarn on it. And I have the socks I've been knitting for Big D. I'm ready to turn the heel. And this is what it does, is as you knit, you just pull it and it unravels the yarn for you. And so it makes it really convenient. I just set it on top of my sock on this bowl when I'm sitting next to my chair. And so I guess that's the top of the sock. This is the front. And then I'm working on turning doing the heel flap. Let me pull that out. I'm just working on doing the heel flap. And then I have my stitch markers here. I ordered these from the Littlest Charm company. This one's a little sunflower. And then this one is a little fox. Super cute. I'll leave a link to her shop down below. But yeah, those are the two things that I got off Temu that I was pretty happy with. So I ordered some hanks of just white sock weight yarn, and I thought I would just dye it myself. But when I got it, it was very splitty. It just was not a very good quality. It was super cheap, so I should have expected that. But I had pretty high hopes. So I caked it up, but it kept breaking, and honestly, I just threw it in the trash. I didn't even work with it. The next yarn that I bought, and I've got, is called Stitching with Yarn. And this company they're hand-dyed yarns, but they're from Oklahoma. So, oh, you can hear my kid screaming in the background. He's outside playing. And so this colorway is called Trick or Treat, and it's a sock fingering weight, and it's 75% superwash merino wool and 25% nylon. There's 437 yards here and 100 grams, and it's for socks. And then I got the Hocus Pocus, I think that's what it was called, colorway, from the same company. And this is a DK weight. This is a heavier weight yarn, but I caked it up into 2 cakes. And I'm not sure what I'm going to make with it yet, but you're going to say, hey, how are you making all these cakes of yarn? Well, if some of you follow me on Instagram, you know that I had not been feeling the best after my surgery, and I was feeling kind of not myself. So Big D, being the saint that he is, ordered me a yarn swift. And what a yarn swift does is this part right here bolts to the table, and then this opens up like so. It opens all the way up. You untwist this and you put it over it, and then you expand this out, and this comes up and you lock it into place. And then when you pull the yarn, this spins. And so in order to cake it up, you need a yarn winder. And I have one that you crank with your hand, but he also bought me an electric yarn winder. And I tried to use this one, but the way that this bobbin right here is placed, if the yarn gets tight, or if you have the yarn swift and this sitting side by side, this does not work the best. So I'm going to return this one, and I have another one on the way. Hopefully it'll be here before my birthday. I gave this one the best shot. It just did not work for me. But, I mean, it did kind of do its job. It was just, it's faster for me to hand crank it. And I got the electric one to alleviate some of that hand cranking because I have a little bit of arthritis because I'm getting old, apparently. But, so yeah, this one is going to go back. But, anyway, it just makes it a little bit easier to manage your yarn. Because if you just unhank this and try to pull from it, it gets into a huge knotted mess. Don't ask me how I know that. The other things, some of the things I got was, I ordered some of these knitting needles off Amazon, different sizes. These are 9-inch circular needles that I discovered these from Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady, and now I am obsessed with these. That's also how I discovered the next company, like I said in my last video, and this company, Stitching with Yarn. This next company is called Twice Sheared Sheep. And I've ordered a ton of stuff from her. These are snag-free stitch markers. I got 2 sets of those, so if you need to set a project down, you can tell if you're on a knit row or a purl row. If you only have if you have a repeat and a pattern, you can use these row counters and count your row so you know what row of the repeat you're on. That one just goes to 5. This one goes to 10. And it has the cute little foxes because, you know, I'm obsessed with foxes. And then these ones are for if you need to increase or decrease. If you don't write it down and you're busy like I am and you have to stop in the middle of projects, these are lifesavers because you don't have to think, well, what row was I on? Am I knitting or am I purling? Is it an increase row or a decrease row? It makes it so helpful to not have to, you know, with your little doodads. And the next things I got were some little Progress Keeper stitch markers. This one's a flip-flop. It's super cute. If you know me, I wear flip-flops almost 90% of the time. If I have on tennis shoes, it's because we're at Scouts, or closed-toed shoe because we're at Scouts, or if I have on boots in the winter, it's cold because I wear flip-flops in the snow, y'all. So this one is a little sheep, and I got Miss Molly one of these because she's obsessed with sheeps, and I knew she would steal mine. And then I got this little sheep. I don't know if you can see that or not through the package. And then kiddo came in. Sorry, I got to take her to Scouts in a little bit. These are little repair hooks. You can use this in to catch your stitch. I like to use a crochet hook when I slip a stitch. It's easier to slip in there and grab that stitch. If you knit and you've ever slipped a stitch, you know what I'm talking about. And so this is GH and I think J, which are the most common sizes. Yeah, that's a J. It's a G, H, and J size hook. And then it gives 4 and 5 millimeter and 6 millimeter knitting needle on that end. And so then the other thing that I got from them are these adorable little tins. I love these to store little things in. You can put your little, you just carry when you take them out of the package, you can, I just got these in the mail today, so you can put your little doodads in it. I got this little black kitten one. It was super cute. I had to get this pumpkin one for the fall. All right, and then I got this little one. This is the small size and this is the large size. You can see the difference. This is another little kitty one. And these the tops don't slide on that one. It opens like an old-time pill box. The top opens. And I just put some earplugs and a stitch marker in there. I have a couple kids that have sensory issues and things get loud, so I always carry earplugs with me everywhere I go. But, so here you see I put my little things in that one. And then the little black kitty, I put all of the stitch markers and the little things, all the little things in there. I'm going to put the lid back on those. So as far as projects, I still have 3 pairs of socks that I'm making. I have my sweater, and I have another baby blanket that I started. I gave our pastor and his wife their little dress and socks and baby blanket. And so actually her brother and his wife go to our church as well. And they're expecting their second baby. And they have a little boy, and he's super cute. Now they're having a little girl. So I have started making this little blanket for them. It's just a little like shell pattern. This is just my own pattern. I'm just making it up as I go along. But it's a self-striping yarn. And so I'm just doing, it seems that each colorway in the yarn is making about 4 rows. And so if I get to the end of the row and there's still more of the other color of yarn, I'm just like cutting it off and unwinding until I get to the next color. So several skeins of this. This is, I don't remember which yarn this is. I think it's from Hobby Lobby. It is a cake of yarn, kind of like the other baby blanket I made. It was a multicolored cake. And so that's my crochet that I have going on right now. That's the only crochet project I have going. I showed you Big D sock in the other previously. And so then I've started turning the heel on the pink socks, which these are mine. And then on my daughter's shorty sock, I've got to where I have started to do the heel flap on them as well. So I have 3 socks going, or 3 pairs of socks going there. And then the other thing that I have that I'm working on is my sweater, and I've made quite a bit of progress on that. I've knitted down past the sleeve, and I've bound off for the sleeve. I just put it on waste yarn, and I'll come back and finish the sleeve later. But it's a very bulky yarn, but it's so pretty. I can't wait to get this finished. But so now I'm knitting on the body, just around and around and around. And so this is going to be for me. So until it fits, right now we're just, so I still probably have 7 or 8 inches left to knit around the bottom. And then I'll put the same ribbing around the very bottom that I did here at the collar, and then I'll have to knit the sleeves. So that's pretty much all I have that I'm working on right now. Okay, so the other things that I've got in the mail are not yarn related, but I'm very excited about this. When we went to the Baker Creek Spring Planning Festival, I think that's the one we went to, Rory Feek was there, from Joey and Rory, and we got to meet him, and he just published a book called Once Upon the Very First Christmas. And his little girl, Indiana, has Down syndrome, and we have our little Molly, and she has Down syndrome too. And so I ordered this book, and it is autographed. I'm super excited. He autographed it, and I cannot wait to read this to the kiddos. And so I'm super excited about this. And then the other thing I got was, I kind of ordered for myself because it's my birthday this month. And so everybody knows that I'm a huge Oklahoma Sooners fan. And it was amazing this weekend when they beat Texas, so horns down. But I've had this watch band for a while, and as you can see, it's pretty worn out. So I ordered a new watch band, and this one is engraved. And not too long ago, I actually got a pair of Apple AirPods, I guess they're called. I finally broke down and got, they're the 2s, they're not the fancy ones. But of course, I had to get a case for them. So I got this case, and it's going to clip to my bag. And so, yeah, that's kind of what we've gotten in the mail. And so this is kind of unrelated to craft stuff, but, you know, like I said, recovery's been pretty slow from surgery. I had some complications. It's just been really slow healing. And so the painkiller that they gave me to take made me really sleepy. And I didn't get a whole much done the first couple of weeks. Like just sleeping and eating and hobbling back and forth to the bathroom is about it. So that's really what we've been up to. There's not a whole lot going on the homestead either. The garden is about done. It's getting to be fall, and so we'll have a few videos coming out about the end of the garden season and some of the animals. Our piggies are growing, but I'm sorry it's been so long since we had a video. It's just I haven't felt like doing much of anything, much less making a video. And I've been editing on some, but when they're released, they're going to be way out of date. Like I have one from Scout Camp from back in July. I have the Ozarks Homesteading Expo. I have the Heartland Homestead Picnic video still. And so I'm kind of behind. And I'm constantly seems like I'm behind. I guess I'm just not a very good YouTuber. I'm going to have to step it up, I guess. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this. If you enjoy this type of video, leave a comment below. And like, subscribe, and share if you would. We're so close to 1,000. We are like, I think we have 956 subs, and we'd like to get to 1,000. We still have like a ton of watch hours that we need. We only have like maybe 200 watch hours. So we're gonna have to really work on getting our watch hours, but we're getting close to our 1,000. So if you could help with that, that would be great. Thanks for watching, and have a blessed day.